I think there's a massive, massive shift away from that sentiment. And I will be clear, models are phenomenal. Like the ability to reason, the ability to consume large amounts of data and reason and analyze, that's amazing. But they're only as good as the data that they get fed up or given. I like to say AI models without the context that we talked about, without the enterprise data, is public web information, which is super useful. That's what ChatGPT does. Super useful, but in an enterprise context, it's not as interesting. What makes it really, really shine is the data. And I think there's a big shift right now in organizations and the realization that the model is not what provides AI. It's the semantics that we just talked about, is the data that you plug in, is the MCP servers that you attach to it. That is what truly leads to AI being successful and in an enterprise. And the other thing that is probably front and center, you're probably hearing from organizations of all sizes, is using the best model for every single task is not ideal, it's not cost effective. And there's a lot of emphasis on what is the right model for what task. And that includes not only a family of models from any of the frontier labs, partners of ours, OpenAI and Anthropic, but also there's an increasing amount of pressure on can you leverage open weights models, which come with lower cost and oftentimes more efficiency because they're smaller. So that is an acknowledgement of what you're saying, Nick. The model is becoming less front and center. What matters is the hardness, the control plane that brings those models together with data and with enterprise systems.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think people make the mistake sometimes of thinking that these large models have all the answers baked into them, but they absolutely do not. The training of the model is a way to develop the model into something that can effectively use tools and effectively communicate. I've been saying here on utilizing AI for a long time that an LLM is really a user interface. It's akin to a graphical user interface or a command line interface or any of these things that we've been using in IT for so long. But it's one that has some information baked into it. And so we can fool ourselves into thinking sometimes that it has the answers. But that's not the best use of it. The best use of an LLM is to better interface a person, whether that's a customer, an executive, or an employee, with the data that that person needs to access. And I think everything that you're saying really goes to that.